Welcome. In this video, I'm going to discuss emotion regulation, including what it is and why it matters. But first, I want you to think about how you perceive your emotions. Do you perceive them as something that just happens to you because of your experiences, a consequence of the reality that you live in, or do you feel a sense of responsibility and control over the emotions you experience? Well, research indicates that we have control over both the emotions that we generate and the intensity of those emotions, but not everyone considers that fact. So in this video, we're going to discuss emotion regulation and how we can influence the emotions that we experience. So when we talk about emotion regulation, we're referring to the process of modulating emotional experiences to reach our goals. The process model is arguably the most popular model of emotion regulation in the psychological literature, and it states that there's 4 specific stages of emotion regulation: situation, attention, appraisal, and expression. I'm going to present an example so you can see how we move through each of these 4 stages. So first, we have the situation. And in this example, I get invited to a party. I engage in situation selection by choosing whether or not I attend that party. In this case, I'm going to go to the party. Once I'm in the situation, I have further control over how that situation unfolds. This is known as situation modification. So now I'm at a party and I see my ex. So what do? I'm going to ignore my ex. That allows us to move on to stage 2, attention. So where am I going to focus my attention? In this case, maybe I choose to focus my attention on my ex who's talking to another woman. In stage 3, we engage in appraisal. In other words, we assign meaning to aspects of our situation. Let's say here, I assign meaning to my boyfriend and the experience that he's having. And I think to myself, he doesn't deserve to be happy. Now, I'm at stage 4, the expression of emotion. And based on these stages that came before, I'm feeling anger and I'm feeling jealousy. So now I have to decide, does my emotion align with my goals? Well, I probably don't want to make a scene and confront my ex and yell at him in front of everyone at the party. Let's say that that's not consistent with my goals. So now I have to try to suppress that emotion. Now, let's say that I'm in the same situation, but I'm going to give you a slightly different sequence of events to illustrate how we can change the emotions that we generate. So I've still decided to go to the party. So now I'm at the party. Where am I going to focus my attention? I'm going to focus my attention on my friends and the conversation that we're having. Stage 3, I'm going to appraise the situation. So I still maybe notice that my ex is talking to someone, but when I assign meaning and I think about that, instead of saying he doesn't deserve to be happy like I did in the previous situation, I'm going to say, I'm glad we're both moving on. So I'm going to give it a more positive appraisal. Finally, stage 4, the expression of that emotion, based on the decisions I've made in the previous stages, I now have an emotion that aligns with my goals, and my goal is to have a good time at this party. So I can embrace my emotion, which is happiness, which is enjoyment of my friends. So as you can see, we have control over the emotions that we generate. And the best way to influence our emotions is to change those emotions as they are generated in the attention stage and in the appraisal stage. Maladaptive emotion regulation occurs when we try to suppress our emotions after we've already generated them. And actually, research shows that suppressing emotions and focusing on the response after the emotion is generated, reports show that there's more mental health issues and that our behavior and emotions don't align with our goals in the same way as if we address those earlier stages and engage in emotion regulation early on by focusing attention and appraising things in a way that's beneficial to us. Now, the good news is that we can develop effective emotion regulation skills. The way that you currently regulate emotion is largely a consequence of how you were raised and whether or not you were equipped with these skills and the types of emotional responses or lack thereof that you saw your caregivers experience. If you're interested in developing effective emotion regulation skills, you can check out our video on mindfulness and emotion regulation, which goes into a little bit more detail. The bottom line is that we are the creator of our emotions, and so I challenge you to notice and be aware of your emotions as you go about your day. And over the next few days, see if any patterns emerge. See if you can pinpoint, if you're trying to suppress emotions after they're created, how you're appraising situations, if you're putting yourself in situations that you know are not beneficial to you, where you're focusing your attention. And that will give you a foundation for understanding your approach to emotion regulation and allowing you to make adjustments if you choose to do so. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe so other people can find our content and we can support you in your journey of self-exploration.